Hello, good day. I greet you every day. The same way of greeting. How are you? Hoping you're fine. I'm very fine. Today I've come to talk about how someone can get anything they want in their life. Someone came and asked you, how can I get something I want? These are some of the steps you can use to get anything you want. But the profound step being, you have to be in position to see yourself having that thing. You have to be in position to see yourself having whatever you want. If you're not seeing yourself having whatever you want, then it becomes hard for you to have it. That's what they call visualization. You see yourself as someone you already want to be. You see yourself as already having what you want. And how do you do that? You can get a piece of paper, make a description of whatever dream you have, or you write down your goal. Make a very good description of what you want to get. In each you can have all the senses represented, like how you would want to see yourself using the eyes, how you would feel when you get what you want, what messages would you get after getting what you want. If only you can hear someone congratulating you for getting what you want. You just write down what you think you will see, what you think you will hear. You could also include the aroma, how what scent do you expect to be there at that time. After writing down those things, you're going to start practicing that feeling of having what you want. You're going to see yourself having that thing. And the best time is when you're going to sleep. As you drift off to sleep, that's the best time to do what I'm telling you. As you drift off to sleep, you have your imagination very well. I can give an example. Like if you're a sports person, you can make a picture or a small video of how you expect to win that race, the moves you expect to make. You can hear the people screaming in the background. Your eyes are set on the finishing line. You have to play that clip over and over again. As you go to sleep, you see yourself winning. And also, even the time after you have woken up, immediately you have woken up, before you raise your head, you can still have the same picture of whatever you want. If it's a wedding that you want, you see yourself in a white dress, you see yourself in a suit, You see your family clapping for you, applauding you. You see your partner having a smile on their face. You have that small picture of exactly what you want. You just have to keep playing that picture over and over again. And that's how things are created, with our imagination. They say imagination creates reality. And we hear that word so often, but then we don't think about it. Maybe we just think it's for children. You think imagination is for children, but that's how everything is created. We are co-creators. Besides that, our God created us, but He left us with a co-creation power. That's how you get anything you want. Anything good or bad, it first starts in your thoughts. You always have an inner dialogue. That dialogue you have with yourself when no one is seeing, no one can see it, no one knows about it except you. That is what is said in the holy books, that what they'll do in the secret, it will come out in public. What you think in your brain, in your mind, whatever you think will come out physically as what others can physically see. If it's the type of car you want, you just have it in your mind. Maybe you saw it somewhere, maybe you saw it with your father, maybe you saw it with the celebrities in town, and that's the kind of car you would want to have. That's the same way you get that car is by imagining yourself having that car. I think we see this in our societies most of the time, but we just don't think it's imagination that brought it up, but it's always imagination. Someone says, I would like to drive such and such a car. As they are growing up, they continuously say, I would want to drive, now in my area we have Subaru. Someone who wants to drive a Subaru, you cannot change their mind. And they have that picture in them until one day you see them passing by with a Subaru. So that is how you can get anything you want in your life. You just have to imagine it consistently, and one day you'll have it. Like they say, what you can see and conceive in your mind, you can hold it with your hands. That is very true. And just look at all the things you have in your life, or what you see other people having. Talk about houses. It all starts in the mind of an architect. They draw a plan, and then that plan comes out as a very beautiful, magnificent house. It all starts in the mind. That is the power of the mind. So don't think the things that create life are very, very far away from us. The things that create our reality, we have them with us. It's us, it's our imagination. It's our imagination. And that's very powerful, because no one can take that away from you. You can be in prison while you're imagining doing different things outside prison, and one time you'll get out of prison and do those things. So wherever you are, you're free. You're free. Why? Because your mind, no one can imprison your mind. Maybe you yourself, you can do that. And there are some things that affect what you see in your mind, like what you consistently see, what you consistently watch. Like we have social media, what you consistently watch. Whatever you consistently watch is going to be impressed upon your subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Subconscious mind is what breeds all we see in our lives. I didn't tell you, but I think we are aware that we have two types of conscious minds. There's one that's cautious and another one that's uncautious. The conscious mind is the logical mind, the mind you use to think every day. The mind that you use like, I want this, and you use willpower, I'm going to get this, that kind of thinking. But then the things that happen automatically, like when you learn writing, you just can't stop. You just can't unlearn writing. You've already learned it. Now that is the subconscious mind. Once it learns something, it does that automatically. So that is what I've been talking about. Once you impress something on the subconscious mind, and that's why I'm telling you to continuously, persistently imagine what you want. When you do that, and it's the time when you're drifting off to sleep or you've just awoken, when you do that, you're impressing that picture on your subconscious mind. And soon whatever is put on the subconscious mind is going to come out in physical reality. That's how things are made. There is no other way. That's how things are made. As long as you have impressed your subconscious mind, your other mind, definitely you're going to see that in the physical life. I was telling you that the subconscious mind is like a fertile ground. Whatever you put, it will give it back to you. I can give an example. If you want to grow maize, you put a seed of maize in the fertile soil, you'll have maize. And then there's an example I commonly use. As we were growing up, there was a neighbor who had a tree. On that tree, there were caterpillars. And as kids, we would keep on putting off our shirts, our blouses, trying to scratch ourselves all the time until the day they cut off. They cut the branches off the tree until I think they removed the tree. So we stopped seeing the caterpillars. So what I'm saying is that even if you put the seed of that tree, I don't know which tree it was, but if you put the seed of that tree in the soil, it will come out and you'll see caterpillars. And then the one who planted maize, they will see maize. So that is the same thing with what they call the subconscious mind. Whatever you put in it, for it doesn't differentiate, or good or bad, it will give you that in multiple times. It will multiply whatever you give. Whatever you put there is going to give you 1,000-fold. And it's the same thing they tell us, that life is an echo. It gives back what you've given. There are those statements that we've had growing up, and we really never contemplated what they mean. But me, as I've grown up, I'm getting to understand certain statements that I noted as I was growing up as youth, because I have a small diary where I wrote certain statements that are important in life. And that is one of them, that life is an echo. It gives back what you've given. That is the thing. If you put something in your subconscious mind, if you impress something in your subconscious mind, you're going to get that thing. So that is how some of us have Certain things we see in our lives and we don't like them. You're wondering, how did this get here? I don't like it, but it keeps on coming, keeps on coming. What you have to do is to reprogram your mind to change that thing. Otherwise, even if you hate it in the physical world, in the 3D world, but then you have not reprogrammed your mind to change it, you'll still see the same results. You'll still see the same results. So, if you want to change anything, you have to go inwards. And then inwards, that's how you can change anything you want. That is the basic way we do change our reality. That is the same. It's defined in different ways. How they tell you that life is a mirror. It shows you who you are, and you can't change what you see in the mirror by fixing the mirror. You just break it. You just have to fix yourself. And anything you see in your life, just know you made an order. You ordered it to be there, and it's just being delivered right on schedule. So don't stop pointing fingers outside of you. It's always you that's causing whatever you're seeing in your life. And as long as you know the cause of something, you can always change it. That means you're giving your power back. If you know the cause of something, you can always change the effect. That means we have all the power to change what we see in our lives. At Nakanja Foundation, we are about improving lives. And we look in all directions of improving lives. And we started as a charity organization where we would put up wells for people who had muddy water, where we'll help put up structures for orphans. But then, if you're helping physically, it has a limitation. Sometimes the funds are not there, but then the situation is there, and you'd want to change it. So that's how we ventured in other ways of improving people's lives. And we learned that when you can help someone change the mind, then they will be able to change their lives. Yes, you can give physically, you can give, but then you also tell someone how someone can get something. They have to change their way of thinking. Because if you don't change your way of thinking, today they're going to give you the physical products or cash, and then you're going to use that money and it will get finished. Then how else can you get more cash to do whatever you want? So in this case, we decided that we can counsel people, we can teach people how they can improve their lives using their minds and, of course, some other different methods. Like I talked about how someone can heal themselves. We are about teaching someone how to help themselves before they expect help from somewhere else. So that's how we create anything in our lives. We shall elaborate in other videos. And I learned something about how we can create healing in our lives, for example. And what we can use to heal is something very simple. Something we have, something every home has. If someone has been affected by trauma, if someone has been affected by betrayal, someone has been affected by injustice, if someone is heartbroken, how can that someone heal? How can they create a better life in their lives? I can give you an illustration of water. if water is muddy, if water has mud in it, so it's not clear water. If you have a glass of water but it has mud, and you would want to have a clear glass, a glass that's having clear water. And if the water is muddy, it's the same thing in our lives. If our emotions are muddy, we have all those things, we have all the trauma, we have we've stored the betrayal, the heartbreaks, they're all stored within us. And how are you going to heal those things? You just have to get clean water, keep clear water, and you pour in a glass. You'll see that you'll have clear water. However, if you pour in the glass that had muddy water, the first thing that will happen is that water will become more muddy. You'll see it like it's like you've disturbed the water more, you've disturbed it the more, so you'll see more muddy water. But then over time it will settle and you'll have clear water. So that's the same thing that happens, that if our feelings are disturbed, if our emotions are disturbed, we are having the mud in our water inside. So if we take like 7.5 milliliters of water, at first you can see like you're getting more frustrated, you're like something, when you scratch something, it pains, but then it relaxes and you feel better. So at first you feel like you're feeling more of what you've been having. However, over time you realize that you'll get better. If you can have more glasses of clear water and you take water, it can help you heal those wounds of betrayal, of heartbreak. So that's one way you can create healing in your life. So that is it. That is how someone creates whatever they want in their lives. Please try it. And it takes 21 days to change any habit. So if you want to change your life, please practice what I've said in this video for at least 21 days. It could happen earlier, it could happen in a day, but it takes 21 days minimum to change a habit, and we're habitual animals. So please practice what I've said for 21 days. And even if you don't see what you want to see, please continue for also more 21 days. You reap what you sow. So that is the work you're putting in by strengthening your imagination as you go to sleep. As you go to sleep, you see the same thing over and over again. You see the same thing, and never go to sleep when you're angry. When you see different things that you don't want, please avoid that. As you go to sleep, make sure you make peace with whatever has happened in your day, and have a beautiful picture that you'd want to wake up with. Something you would wake up and say, wow, this is what I have in my life. This is the life I want. This is a beautiful life I always wanted. That's the picture you should sleep with every day. So that's how you can create anything you want in your life. So you just have to put whatever you want in your life in the same picture and in the same illustration I've used, and soon you'll have whatever you want in your life. That is the basic way of having whatever you want. Have a great evening. Decide it's evening time. I hope you have a great evening, and please feel free to like this video if it resonates with you, and please subscribe to my channel. We shall get better content is coming. Thank you. and welcome to Nankanja Foundation.